Oh, as they say, you either garden or you don't. I only garden in pots. Here's one of my um, indoor plants, a money tree. It's pretty old. Still wants to grow. I haven't decided to repot it. It does definitely need to be repotted, but I don't know if I want it anymore. Behind it, I have spider plants. I like the monocolored ones. I don't like the bicolored ones. And every year they give offshoots, and I plant them. And this is probably the 8th generation that you're seeing here. As the season goes on, it's going to look nicer, fuller, and happier. Back here, we decided to do some of our garden in pots. I got a leaf lettuce. This is supposed to be cauliflower, oregano, and carrots. Yep, those are carrots. We're going to see if they're going to do anything in a flower pot. Here I have one of my favorites, a dragon tree. And it started to grow offshoots at the base late last year. This was out on a porch all summer last year. I'm thinking of chopping off the tops and see if they'll get bushy again on the top. Above it, I call it bleeding hearts. I don't know what they're really called. It was the first time I had a hanging basket, flowering hanging basket, because that macrame, the 2 tiers, hung here, but over time the cord got weathered and it broke, and it's the first time I'm trying a hanging potted plant. Then we have another spider plant. I don't know what the white ones are called. Yellow ones are marigolds. Every year I do different ones next to the entryway. The reason why that is not in its pot, because it rained a couple days ago and the roof drips right into that pot, and since the pot doesn't drain, I don't want to kill it by having it overwatered. The fact it was overwatered is looking a little better. They are a pretty flower, I think. I garden in pots. Let's see. Every year I have geraniums, 2 sill pots, flower boxes. They're always red. One year I did them in pink, and the neighbors asked where the red ones were. So red it is every year. I used to buy 3 to put in there, but they got so expensive. Eventually they're going to get so bushy it's not going to look like two plants. It's going to kind of blend together, and in between I'm trying something new. I call them ponytail palms. It is a palm, but I don't know what the name of it is. I think they'll give it some in the front. Look at these shrubs, and every year they looked horrible, because in the wintertime the deer eat these shrubs, and it spends the whole season recovering only to be chomped down again by these deer. So we've been netting them, putting net on them to keep them from getting so destroyed over the winter, and they have been doing wonderfully. Now these are not in pots, but I do like these bushes. Um, those long leafy ones, it's a flower. I can't recall what they are. We have a rose bush, and usually at this time of year they start getting a lot of blossoms on it, and every fall we cut it back a little bit and it comes bushier the following year. Look at that. Beautiful roses. I do like roses. Maybe not this variety. I like the other ones that are bushes, not these climbers. These are supposed to be climbers up on trellises. And here I had put some phlox in one of these little funky little pots. It's been there for years and just doesn't get enough water, but it survives. It's actually coming to the end of the season for phlox. Neighbors across the street have a lot of phlox in the front yard. They're starting to fade pretty badly, but this is the first time I've seen this phlox here blossom. That's probably because we've gotten good rain, not too hot. In fact, it's about what, 54 degrees at 6 a.m. Salvia, the tall, narrow purple ones. I don't know what these are. They look like onions. And I know these are lilies. I think maybe the ones back there are lilies too. The lily shoots aren't coming up yet. It's been pretty cool, pretty wet. They're still waiting around for it to get hot. This, believe it or not, is a Shasta daisy bush. And Shasta daisies bloom in September. And we'll probably have a video when they come out and bloom. But that's what those are. And then shrubs. Coming around the side of the house, we have peony. I prefer the white ones. My other half likes the pink ones. They are very nice. Blossom. They're actually at their peak right now, being that it's towards the end of May. The white ones are brilliant too. This pale, spiny little thing, I don't know what it is. That's all it is. Used to be all in this spot, and the peonies took over, which they will eventually take over this whole spot just to cover the basement window. More salvia. These are pretty purple. And daylilies. And we have this bush climbing against the house. And these birdhouses aren't like real birdhouses. They got 3D printed corks in them so the birds don't nest in them. Just for decoration. We just replaced the trellis not too long ago. More of these oniony things. I don't know what they are. Someone out there can tell me what they are. And more daylilies. And I'm gonna come down here. A dead bush. We killed a bush. This needs to be taken out. And it's our dogwoods. Love these dogwoods. Let's get real close. If I don't fall down the hill here. Look at that. This is covered with blossoms. And this is an ornamental cherry tree right here. This sucker is big. This grew big really quick. They bloom in early April for like a week. This year they did pretty well. They lasted 2 weeks because it didn't freeze. It was cool, but it didn't freeze. And our other dogwood. And that we do have a vegetable garden. I'll do that in another video. Thanks for watching.